of all ages. Really? I'm already starting to freaking die over here. Cheers on that one. All right, let's go again. Take two. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, trainers of all ages, grab your binders, dust off those holographics, and step with me into the square circle of nostalgia. Okay, so for the past 6 months, one thing has been stacking up in my world. Literally, Pokemon cards. Bigger than this. Bigger than that. Pokemon cards, binders, bulk, pulls, the whole ritual. Some of you in the chat have seen me cracking packs live, but tonight we're going deeper. Now, this podcast has always been about nostalgia, wrestling, video games, but it's also about the smell of a fresh booster ripped open under cafeteria lights. The sting of trading away Charizard for two Blastoise and instant regret. And that one kid who swore his missing no glitch made his Machamp unstoppable. We're talking Saturday mornings with a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, energy cards scattered across the living room floor in a heated battle. You know the energy cards. Sneaking in a Game Boy Color under the desk during math class, crossing the street to raid a gym in Pokemon Go and spinning that Pokestop like it meant everything it still does. And just like the Attitude Era, it wasn't polished, it wasn't perfect, it was chaos, hype, and pure magic. So whether you're a ride or die base set purist, a Neo Genesis dreamer, or you just fell back in love during Scarlet and Violet era, tonight we're stacking the deck, flipping the coin, and asking the question that defined every playground rivalry since 1999. Do you have the heart of the card, or just a binder full of rattatas? I'm Evo, podcaster, lore dropper, sometimes streamer, and yeah, the guy who still gets hype for commons, uncommons, and rares. And this is episode 249, and I'm flying solo again. Just me and you. Here's the mission. Every few months, we're diving into the addiction that is buying Pokemon cards. From the day one fans to the people who jump back in for the nostalgia to the new trainers just starting out. We're talking market swings, insane pools, community connections, and yes, even the scalpers who try to ruin the fun. All this as we look ahead to the brand new Mega Evolution set dropping in just days. What it means for fans, the good, the bad, the outrageous, and the expensive. Plus, we'll rewind through the games that raced us from Red, Blue, and Yellow on Game Boy to Pokemon Go on mobile, all the way to the upcoming Pokemon ZA on Switch, or as people like to say, ZA. ZA. Pokemon ZA. This is the Pokemon card nostalgia special, named subject to change. I don't know. And just like a foil Charizard, and just like a foil Charizard, Jesus, and just like a full Char, and just like a foil Charizard fresh from the pack, we're keeping it fire. Let me do that again. This is the Pokemon card nostalgia special, name subject to change, and just like a foil Charizard pulled fresh from the pack, we're keeping it fire. Here's what's ripping from the booster pack tonight: the roots of my collection journey, TV shows that fueled the craze, video games and apps that kept us hooked, the cards and sets that shaped our binders, ripping, trading, and glory pulls, and the special illustration rares that still make us smile. So come with me, because just like Ash, Misty, Brock, and Pikachu, we're going on a journey, rediscovering the love I had back then and what these last 6 months of collecting have meant to me. And just like Marvel Rivals episode, the M3P universe has questions, and I've got answers. So let's start ripping a fresh set and see what rares and ultra rares we can pull together. All right. So here we go. Here's a set of questions. Um, First question of the night: when did you start liking Pokemon? Freaking 1999, around there. back when it first started. My little brother was into it. Um, the anime aired on Kids WB as a Saturday morning cartoon starting in February 1999. He was already into it. He introduced me to them. He introduced me to the anime show. He introduced me to the Game Boy. He introduced me to everything I had to do with it. He was like that one kid in your friend group who always knew what things were coming out, what obscure things were about to come out and stuff. Like he was like knowing everything, knowing video games, knowing movies, knowing TV shows. Like he was there for Power Rangers. He was there for there was this one show called Ghost Rider. He was there for the Saturday morning cartoons. He saw like, hey, that's this show you need to watch. And I was like, okay. Of course, I wasn't paying attention back then. I was at school, freaking worried about my stuff. High school, you know. And what do you worry about in high school? Yeah, pretty much girls and friends and all that shit. So he's all like, "Yo, check this out." So I did. I checked it out, and like I've been hooked ever since. Um, and like I went to school the next day after the first episode aired, and like all my friends were talking about it as well. And all the anime friends were talking about it as well, and they're like, "Did you see that?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, and the anime friends are like very different from the regular animation friends. The anime friends are like now, did you watch Attack on Titan? Did you watch One Piece? Did you watch this show? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But if I were to say if you watch X-Men and all these other shows, like regular cartoons, no, these guys were like legit extra about the animes. So I had to watch them. Um, and it was fun. It was fun getting to know like a lot of friends of mine doing that, and watching them and watching these shows, watching these episodes, watching those shows transform. But at the same time, it's like, all right, this is getting to the point where I don't want to watch it anymore. I'll take a break, come back, and it was like a few weeks later. I come back, I'm like, oh shit, what happened? He's been catching stuff. Like there's no room for repeats. I was like, oh my god! And now there's repeats because Netflix and stuff. It's on Netflix, so I get to watch it over and over again. Like, and I watched it like a few weeks ago, the first episode again. I'm like, yeah, now I remember. Like, okay, it's so nostalgic. Take us back 6 months ago. You dove headfirst into Pokemon collecting again. What was the spark? Nostalgia for the Game Boy days, the artwork, or was it just the thrill of flipping through a binder again? So I grew up with the Game Boy games and the first gen Pokemon, so it was a bit nostalgic for me. Um, what's it called? My brother had the games, of course, and then we watched the cartoons. So my brother had the games, and like every time he would get tired of the game, or like he'd be at school and I'd be at home, and just be like, I'd start playing it. He'd need like a save card for it, and like at one point he would go through the entire thing, and yeah, he would needed to save it. And battery life on these things, man, is crazy. We'd have to like buy at least friggin' a lot of batteries because it would go off so quick. Um, but like he'd be like, "You want to play?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll play your game." Like, all right, cool. So I start telling him all this fucking Pokemon that I caught, or I play a new game, so it'd be like two save spots, two save points of him and mine, and like as soon as he finished his, and I would end up not playing with mine like a few weeks, he'd be like, "Can I play yours?" So yeah, go ahead. Like, all right. So he'd do like another wraparound on that game, and I'm just like, all right, cool. Um, I had the Pokemon Go app on my phone since it got released in 2016. When that thing came out, because we saw the trailer of it, we saw the things of it the beta and all that stuff back in 2014, 2015, and I was at my job and we were talking about it, and we would be like, "Yo, what if we use the app at work and we start look and we see that there's stuff here, like we're gonna be like battling each other, we're gonna be catching stuff. Hell yeah, that'd be great." Um, Fast forward to 2016, I wasn't working out there anymore, but still, like, it was fun, and I freaking downloaded the app, and like I could go into the app, but like another time because that is a lot of the stuff that was in there. I bought gifts. I bought a lot of stuff back when I had a job, and like I spent my entire money on that thing. Like every time, I would just like buy stuff from there, just to like get the red balls, the yellow Pokeballs, and the blue Pokeballs. Uh, so yeah, and what else? There was a lot of stuff. You were just introduced to it like 3 years ago. You love it. Leanna. Thanks, Leanna. I love that. Uh, and then, like, when you go on road trips, I would go on road trips like the month in the summer just because, like, I needed to get the hell out of there. As soon as I got PTO, I would go on road trips to back and forth and stuff, and I'd just be like catching all these new Pokemon, and then going back home and hey Jesse girl, how you doing? And going back home and like all the friends be like, "Where'd you catch this one? Where'd you catch this one?" I was like, "I was in Minnesota. Oh, I was in St. Louis. I was in Texas. I was in Illinois. I was in um Missouri." And I caught that there, and I caught that here, and I caught that there. I was like, hell yeah! So it was fun. Uh, Another thing about the Pokemon Go app, it like I would be at work using this thing, and I used to work at a Subway catering, Subway sandwiches, and I would have like the phone right there, and I'd be like, helping the customers and cashier and register and all that shit, and I would have the phone right here, and I was like, I look around, and I was like, oh shit, there's a Snorlax, so I'm like, swiping up to catch the Snorlax. At the same time, here comes the customer telling me about their order. Like, oh shit, okay, yeah, okay, okay. And I'm looking back and forth, and I'm like, did I catch it? I caught it. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great. Uh-huh. And even at the casino, like, there was a community special that was going on for Blastoise at the time, and oh, there's cameras everywhere at the casino, so I have to be careful. Like, you can't be on your phone. I'm like, shut up. It's like I caught like a bunch of right with the way you do multitask. I caught a bunch of Blastoise. I caught a bunch of Squirtles in them, and um, like I'd go around, and like I take my time too, just to catch them. Okay, cool. And then like later on, everybody that plays it, I added them on the freaking app too. But everybody that played it was like, "What'd you catch?" I was like, "I caught this and this and this and this. I caught the Blastoise." Like, when did you catch that? You were at work the entire time. Exactly. So I was like, it was fun, you know. Um, like I said, like a Pokemon Go app would be like a whole completely different episode, and I'd have to go through it. And because um, I renamed some of my Pokemons, and there was a lot of stuff. I have like a more than what? There's 1,024 Pokemon. There's more than 1,024 on that app that I bought, that I got, and that I caught. And there's like doubles and triples and four. And it's like, you know what? If 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 that represented what I have here, then yeah, I have a bunch of bulk on Pokemon Go app. Um, Looking at cards and how I was influenced, uh, around here, it was a YouTuber who was opening packs on her video and showing them off like a couple months ago, 6 months ago. Before that, like around February or March, and I was just watching it, and she was doing ASMR. I don't know if she was doing ASMR, but she was like opening packs on her stream, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like I didn't think anything of it, but I just thought this is cool. And like around March, I suddenly got the urge to buy a pack from Walgreens just to see what they were about, and then it snowballed from there. And the rest is history. Uh, like I didn't see her doing ASMR. She was just opening packs and like telling people like, "Oh my god, look what we have! Look what we got! Look what we got!" So I wanted to do something different for my live stream, so I started doing ASMR and whispering the Pokemon, the number, their their lore, and that's where the lore dropper title in my intros come because I was doing that for Pokemon and Marvel Rivals and Lorcana, Disney Lorcana. That was another thing too. I have a bunch of Disney Lorcana and Pokemon stuff, so it's the reason. And after I whispered a card, I would put them in a binder, and the binder would be called the Whisper Dex binder because it just came about as like I'm whispering. I have a binder, and it's like a Pokédex from one to no, not even from 1 to 1,000. It's just like whatever I got on the card. It's like I just put them in. I didn't have anything like any like you know it wasn't from one to whatever it is now like it is now, but it was just like random stuff, and it was just like, oh wait, they're different. Like, okay, maybe I should do something different. And so the Pokédex binders, that's where it came from. And then there's other stuff which I'll get to in a few. um Speaking of binders, of course, the old school rule was one Ultra Pro, and you shove Charizard in next to five Weedles. But now collectors get real organized. Question is, how many binders do you have, and what's your system? Okay, so I've seen lots of people with lots of binders and stuff, and I never counted them. It was just like I just knew like, you know, that's a lot. But like over the months, I bought binders, and it's like I didn't like realize until now. 18 binders altogether. There's three regular green ring binders that I already had for my Lorcana, Dragon Ball Z, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and One Piece cards. And then there's the Marvel trading cards I have always that I've always had since when I was a kid in the 90s. And they showed a picture, a puzzle. So there was that. So I put those on there. Um, the three ring binder would it was getting like to the point where I needed to change it, so I took it off the binders and I put in another binder on the three ring, and then I started learning about over the months you start learning about, hey, don't put those on those binders because when you take it with you they fall. Like, I figured they're never gonna fall, but still. So what do they recommend? The new binders that are out right now, the ones that everybody collector has, where they just like slide it right in instead of sliding like from top to bottom, they slide it to the side. So I bought those. The first one I bought was for the Pokédex, the Whisper Dex. I was like, all right, cool. I have it now. And then I bought another one. That one was for, I don't know what it was. Was it for the artist? Probably for every art that I would find, I would put it in there. And then another one, another binder. So now I have three binders. All right, let me take the Whisper Dex out and put in the Pokédex. Now we're going from 1 to 1024 or however many there are, but I'm missing some. It's like, all right, I'll just keep on going. Skip those, but keep on going. So then it became another binder. Then it became another binder. Um, Once I realized that I had like a bunch of packs and I had a bunch of bulk, and I read on the bottom who this ball Pokemon belongs to in what pack, like Scarlet and Violet base, um, Obsidian Flames, Paldea Evolved. I was like, okay, let me put them in binders as well. So I bought three, four, five. So basically, at the end of the day, I have 14 regular binders that you find from Walgreens. And then I went ahead and bought one huge binder because I saw it on someone's stream um, video, and it was from Vault X that has 460 cards. And I'm like, who am I who who am I gonna put this with? So the teal binder is a teal binder. Hey Panda, how you doing? It's a teal binder, and that holds 460 cards. And I put that with the Paradox Rift one, and it's freaking beautiful, and I love it. My system now is three of those binders are for the Pokédex. So 360 on one, 360 on another one, 360 on another one. Um, it goes from Gen 1 to Gen 10, whatever they're up there. So I got the first 151 all collected. They're done. And I figured, okay, I'm done, right? I didn't realize that there were like 1,024 now. 24? Yeah, 1,024 now. So like I kept on going. I kept on grabbing them. I kept on collecting. The Gen 2 to 10 are all in these three separate binders, but I still need to collect them all. So I try to get the TCG Player website to look for 5-cent cards that I'm still missing. So basically everything. Others are base set like Lost Origins, Obsidian Flame, Journey Together, Twilight Masquerade, Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals was the first binder I was organizing because that was my entry point when I came back to collecting, when I came back to liking the stuff. I was watching all these people talk about, hey, Destined Rivals coming out, Destined Rivals coming out. I was like, what the hell is that? Um, Team Rocket, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I bought a freaking pack of them, and I was just like, oh, this is so cool. But I didn't know that later on, like buying packs would be like addicting. So that was fun, and yeah, the big box X binder is a teal, and that's Paradox Rift, and I'm almost done mastering that one. So I'm so excited for that one. Hold on 1 minute. Panda, how you doing, hun? How you been? What's going on? You at work? Who was in the chat? Menace, Leanna, Panda. I saw Red earlier. Still there. Hope. All right. Yay. Feel a little under the weather. Took tonight off. Oh, okay. Hope you feel better pretty soon. I do. I hope you feel better. Um, do you organize by set, by Pokemon type, or just by whatever looks good together? I have other binders as well, which have my favorite artist. Okay, so the other binder. I was watching. I was like, this is because I watch other people do it. But also because I love the art of all these Pokemon that I'm like seeing here. The rares, the ultra rares, all that stuff, then the cards. That's and I'm just like, this is so awesome. Like, hey, I didn't know that it was like 500 Pikachu's. So, um, there was a binder that I called the art binder, which had um, people like Soso, Yuka Mori, Pani Kobayashi, Asako Ito, which are all crochet Pokemon, and then a page dedicated for Hayaganosuke, Ayako Osaki, and T Zero, which, if you have specific cards, form a picture. Yes, those are new lights. I need more. I need to put up more. They're gonna go around the entire area. I just didn't know that it would fit. Uh, when I did that, I went on a rabbit hole this past summer because I was looking for Pokemon cards that connect, and found Pokemon Pals in the park near a bench. So I had to collect at least 30 plus cards to put them on the binder. And like at one point, I had them like all separately on. Until I have them all, I will put them on binder. Uh, Another page is different regions. Alolan, Galarian, Hisuian, and Paldean, which are all different variant forms of Pokemon. I love those because they're freaking beautiful. I love that. Ooh, sorry. I gotta edit that part. But yeah, they're different, and because they're beautiful. Uh okay. If you had to pick one crown jewel card right now, the one you always show people first, what's your favorite in your collection and why? So that's going to be, because I was reminded by this the entire time. That's going to be the Fuecoco at the supermarket from Paldea Evolved. This one. Show it off to the chat as well. It's an art rare, and it's the first one I pulled that was a hit, and I didn't know anything about hits at the time. So for me, that was pretty satisfying. Um, like, if I hope you guys can see it. There you go. And it's like Menace is Leanna saying that those are her favorite. They love that one. Um, from there, I now have a lot of favorite hits as well as commons, uncommons, and rares that I love showing off because it made me happy at the time when I opened them. So is this obviously? There's a lot of favorites. Hold on. So let me show you what they are. Little beautiful garbage Trubbish right there. And I told you, it's just like a bunch of favorites stuff. Ninetales. Uh, like when I pulled this one, I was like, "Wait, there's gold card in Pokemon? What? What are you talking about? What's going on?" And I just didn't know. So, like, I love knowing this stuff. This one is pretty awesome. It's a Growlithe looking up at a camera, which I'll tell you all about a little bit later because like there's a story behind it. And then one of my favorites is this one, Dene. It's like showing off, just showing you right there. Oh yeah, this is so cute. I love it. This is one of my favorites. Um, if you could own one card, past or present, no limits, what would it be? So trainer, there's a trainer card, trainer Perrin, full art from Twilight Masquerade. She's the one taking a photograph, and on the reflection of her camera is this Growlithe right here. So these are Perrin's feet, legs, and on that card, she's taking the picture, and on her lens, the reflection of her lens is this Growlithe staring back at them. So I want that card. I need to find that card, but you know what? I found that card, but it's expensive, so I can wait. I can wait until like I pull the Twilight Masquerade, and like I can find it there. Even if it's Japanese, I'm still gonna like, yeah, this is great. Um, and that's I'm gonna put them in the connection binder as well. Which card do you regret not buying when you've had the chance? It's called Gotham City Mewtwo. At least that's what I heard it being called. Big ass Mewtwo is hovering over a city late at night, kind of like how Batman does in Gotham. So, yeah, Gotham City Mewtwo, just Mewtwo standing over Gotham, just staring down. So a few weeks ago, when I first heard about it, I was like, "Oh, I like it. Let me go look for how much it costs." I went to the CCG website. Like it was $5. Okay, I'll buy it this weekend. That's what I said, you know. And then once I went and I forgot all about it, so I went back again the next week, and it went up to $10. And then I'm just like, "Oh, that sucks." It's like, all right, well, at least I tried. Um, this week it's growing. It's getting up there. It went up to $20. So I'm like, never mind. I don't like. It's gonna be one of my chase cards. It's like if I find out where who has it or what um what base expansion pack has it, I'll buy it and be like, all right, fine. Let's talk sets. You got base set, Neo X. Let's talk sets. You got base set, Neo X, Diamond and Pearl, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet. What's been your favorite so far to collect? And what's the new set coming out that has you hyped? Scarlet and Violet set mostly, because that I Destined Rivals, but same time, like if you go to Walgreens, they have these packs of 20 there, and you get those and you open them up and they have like a bunch of old stuff there, retro freaking vintage cards from 2016, 90, the 90s, 99, 96, and there's some of them are Japanese. This is where I found the Pikachu from 2016, the fat Pikachu, the one that's just like staring at you like, oh, with the mouth open. So I have that somewhere in a binder now. Um, so I love getting those because, like, okay, I love the expansion sets and everything, but at the same time, they're just expansion sets. They belong on this. They belong here. They belong here. They belong here. They belong with Twilight Masquerade, Paradox Rift, Journey Together, 151. You know, but I love the other ones better. The ones that you can find at Walgreens, Walmart also has them, and there's 5 packs, and then there's 4 packs, 5 packs, 10 packs, and then 20 packs. And those, because they're just random stuff here and there from Sword and Shield, and I never knew anything about those. So I like grabbing those and putting them in away in a little small box. This way I can come back later and be like, oh, these are awesome. I love these. But my favorite so far, that has been out is Journey Together and Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift is in the teal binder, so I need to like have at least all of those because that binder is what I bought it for. Journey Together, uh, there's a reason for Journey Together because that's where I'm seeing all over the place. Walgreens had like a stack of freaking Journey Togethers, and over the past few months, like you can't find anything anywhere because of scalpers and buying everything. And then I went to Walgreens a month ago, and I saw them there, and I'm like, huh, nobody's bought them. So I bought like the entire thing, not the entire thing, at least I want to say 10 of them, and just started ripping them and ripping them and ripping them, and found at least I don't know, a bunch of rares, and I put those in binder, and I'm almost done with that one. I just need to get the rares and the ultra rares, and I love it. So those two are my favorites so far. What are you hunting right now? Are you just pack ripping or for the fun of it? I am. I am pack ripping for the fun of it. Um, I have the podcast obviously, so I like to talk about in the podcast that I bought this stuff, and during my streams, like, hey, what are we doing today? Let's rip a pack open, 1 pack a night. It like even if you miss out on something and but you still want to know stuff and you still like, all right, there's all this freaking bulk here, so let me get rid of this stuff. But at the same time, I was like, all right, you know what, let's do a pack. And that's because from when I was doing the first time around with the ASMR stuff, I got used to it. So now it's the thing where I look forward to doing. I love doing it, even if it's like a 20 pack, which is the cheapest one out there at Walgreens. Um, I'll still open the box. It's like, hey, look, everybody, and just start showing it to everybody. Same with the packs, just like rip it open, show it to everybody. Even if it's like, I have a bunch of doubles or triples or quadruples, I'm still gonna read the everything from, let's see, Barboke, number 339, Whiskers Pokemon, height 1/4, weight 4.2 pounds, illustrated by Royama Orosuka. Its two whiskers provide sensitive radar. Even in muddy waters, it can detect its prey location. All right, so there's that. Then I look up the lore. and everything, and I start whispering their lore. And I was like, all right, cool, let's just put it away. So that's fun. That's really fun. Um, Other than that, what I'm hunting are the illustrators. There's some rare cards out there. There's some rare cards from vintage cards as well. And I love going to Second and Charles. That is a great place to go to because they have nothing but bulk. And other people have found out there's bulk there. So I'm like, yes, that's great. Go buy the bulk, buy some of the bulk, and just get rid of these cards so I can like go into cards as well. The first time I saw it, um, they had a bunch of EXs there, which were illustration rares as well. And I bought them, and like the next week, I came back and they were all gone. But there was just nothing but bulk stuff. And then I saw the Dust and Rival stuff, so I started getting those and putting them in the binder. And then whatever came out after that, Dust and Rivals in August, White Flare and Black Bolt. Like I didn't buy the packs at first. I went to Second and Charles first, and I saw them there, so I started getting them from there. And it was like you like go in there and grab as much as you can and put them in your collection. They were like 450 for 450, around $5, 50 for $5. So I would usually go in there and get like at least 150 cards. And I mean, it's fun, but at the same time, not fun for the cashier who has to count them all individually. So it's all like, yeah, I gotta count them. Sorry. It's like, yeah, it's fine. Like I know. So I stopped telling them how much I got them. But it's just for the fun of it. Like I'm not looking for anything. Even if they're just like I don't get any hits, I don't get bummed out about it like some people do. Um, I still look at it like, oh, I don't have this one yet, and oh, I'm gonna use this one for something else later on. Uh, all right, next question. You mentioned Game Boy and N64 earlier. Back in the day, kids were linking up Pokemon TCG on Game Boy Color or running Pokemon Stadium battles on TV. Do you feel like those games shaped how you see the cards now? Yes, because I used to play the Game Boy. You know, my brother had the Blue One game. I would always play with him as well. Then we graduated to Pokemon Stadium, and then from there, Pokemon Snap. And Pokemon Snap, I loved that game when it came out. I would always like it was like yeah, you're taking pictures of the Pokemon, and you're on a I think you're on a train. You're on a train. You're taking pictures of Pokemon, and then like you find out later on there's another like you got to do this and this and this in order for it to evolve. And I'm like, oh shit! So we end up doing the entire thing over and over again, and it was so fun. So like learning about that and then coming back here now, it's like, oh, this one evolved because of that. Like, yeah, we just love playing games, and because they were so fun. And like even now, it's like if I had a Switch, I would play it. I would play the game because it's like it's so addicting. Oh, playing the Pokemon games and learning about stuff and the card games are so addicting and it's fun. So yes. All right, let's get practical. New collectors always ask, should you buy sealed products like Elite Trainer boxes and booster packs, or skip the gamble and just grab singles online? What's your strategy been? Um, I've been grabbing singles online. I'm not buying ETBs. There's no way I can afford the ETBs. Um, I every time I go to a freaking I can't find ETBs anyways. But I did go to GameStop one time, and like I'm looking around for the um the little backs, the little tiny things of booster packs, and it's fine. Like hey, and then they have a binder. This one that I go to has a binder full of bulk, and I'm just like going through it. I was like, all right, cool. No, I have that one. No, I don't think I have that one, but let me grab it anyways. And One day I was just there and just like looking at this binder because it was like a dollar a card. It's like it got to the point where it's like, it's too much. Like, oh shit, $13 for 13 cards? No way. And like I said, Second and Charles is better. But GameStop, I went there and I was like looking around and stuff, and then one of the cashiers like pulls out this ETB from her drawer, the dress drawer and stuff, and she shows it to me and she's like, "Here, you want this?" And it's like white flare, and I'm just like, "What do you mean?" It's like, yeah, somebody had ordered it and like we kept it here and they never showed up. And I'm looking at it like, how much? Like fucking $60. I'm good. I don't. I do. I want it. Do I? Do I? Do I want it? And I'm just like looking at it, and it's like so bummed that I couldn't get it. But at the same time, you know what? No, like no, it's fine. I'm not looking for Black Bald and White Flare. I wasn't interested in that. I was still going for Destined Rivals. I was still going for the past ones, the old ones, because I like those. Um, what's it called? Journey Together, Paradox Rift, and all of them. And then I see this one, I'm just like, no, I'm good. Thank you though, appreciate it. And then I bought the little cars that were there. It's like, all right, cool. And the entire time, I'm just like, did I do the right thing? Yes, I did the right thing. I don't want it. I'm not interested in it. I was like, I'm so proud of myself. So proud of myself. I said no. I put it away. I didn't want it. And that was freaking. That is just like wow. It was just like I saying no to something like that, and it's like maybe the next kid would be like, you know what, I'll take it. It was like, all right, yeah, maybe she sent it. She gave it to a kid. I don't know. So proud. I am proud. What's the most you've ever spent on a single card? Probably a few dollars. the Denny, the Den, the Denny. Because of that, right there. Because of that, right there, right there. That face right there. Because of that face right there. It was on the TCG website. I was looking for Axis. I was looking for illustration rares. $3, $2. I don't know, somewhere around there, around that ballpark. And of course, like it's 131 shipping. But if you get more than this much, it's free shipping. So I saw this, I got it, and I was like, oh, free shipping. Fucking hell. Um, as well as other cards, of course. Which ended, but this one I ended up looking at it, and it was the cutest thing ever. Because why not? Didene, and that's how I heard people say his name, her name, its name. So Didene, just like staring at you, and I'm just like, I need it. I don't. Where's it from? It's from Sword and Shield. Yeah, 218, and it's a V Union. And I was like, I don't care where they're from. I want it. You're collecting. I love it. Um, I think this one also was just like 50 cents. Um, the Trubbish. And at my comic book store. So at the comic book store, there's like a freaking bunch of stuff there that are like vintage, and of course they have two, three bulk boxes of Black Bolt and White Flare, Destined Rivals, and just the entire bulk of everything. And then the new stuff that they just brought in, or they just got from the old stuff. So I went and got a bunch of those, and like they have to go through it. They have to go through the TCG market, find out how much it costs, and then how much they're gonna sell it to me. So I usually get like around 15 cards for like at least $2, which is fine. I love it. It's so fun just getting it from there. And then I go from there to Second and Charles for that. All right, we now have to talk about the elephant in the room, the bulk. 6 months in, the piles add up. October's right around the corner. So, what's the spooky plan for all that bulk? You trade in giveaways, maybe a mystery M3P bulk drop. And when I say bulk, I don't just mean this. This is just 1/10 of stuff that I have. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I have a lot of bulk. And I don't know what to do with it. So I started Googling Jane. Hi. So I started Googling for what to do with the bulk. It came out with a bunch of stuff as well. There's, like I said, there's the puzzle in there, and people start saying, cut your bulk. No, like cut them with scissors and make a picture out of it. Put other Pokemon, the ones that you like, put them away in another binder. Uh, there was give them out to kids, give them out to your local hospitals, give them out to, um, just put them out at the park. Just you leave them there, sell it back to TCG, sell them TCG, sell them to your local comic book shops or a local car store. What I did? Here's what I did. I did a binder of Pokemon in my region or state. And I looked it up, like what kind of Pokemon would live here. And like a Google search came back, and I'm just like looking for those Pokemon cards, and I'm just like, all right, so this, and this, and this, and this. All right, let me put them in a binder. Okay, awesome. What next? There's only like a few of them, like at least 20 or 30. What next? Let me start looking for Pokemon in my front state. Everybody in the chat, where do you live? Like, got Missouri, got Michigan, got Oregon, got California, got Norway, got all these other places, and I'm just like, all right, Nebraska. So like, all right, I started looking at them, um, and a bunch came. I was like, oh shit, I finally know what to do with my bulk. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do the other states as well, because I know as soon as who lives in Oregon, I don't know, Washington. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but whatever. All right, cool. I don't know. Maybe I was confused by that. Okay, Washington. PNW. So maybe I was gonna do like uh, West Coast, um, what is it, Mountain Coast, Midwest, East Coast, and put those in different binders as well. And it would work out because I have a lot, and those started like you know slowly going down as well. Um, I'm also doing a seasonal binder of this book. What kind of Pokemon would you find in September? And for next month, Halloween inspired Pokemon. What kind of Pokemon would you find in October? I was gonna say on Halloween. What kind of Pokemon would you find in October, and then November, and then December? We're gonna get through the entire seasons. We're gonna get through the entire states. We're gonna get through entire countries. Norway's a country. Remember that. We're gonna get through all this stuff, and we're gonna like lower these bulks. So that's fun. I'm also doing a mystery book giveaway to kids on Halloween, um, which is just like grabbing a bunch of these that I'm not using anymore, or that I really like. Put it, and even the hollows. Like I'm putting them all in. Good boy. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Love you guys. I'm putting them all in little, at least, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 of them, and putting them in one bag and baggy, but flipping them so that these kids won't see what they are. And then I also bought the Pokemon Trick or Trade sets, like two of them, which are $9.99 at Walgreens, and they're cheap. And they come with 15 packs, and each pack has 3 cards in them. and probably like a bunch of doubles in there as well. So like on Halloween, I'm just gonna give it out to these kids. Come to the house. I'm gonna put the 50 bulk and the three trick or trade ones, two trick or trade ones, and then some candy and give them to the kids and be like, hey, here you go, you can have it. Whatever I don't use, whatever happens, I'll just end up doing what these other uh TikTok creators that I've seen a while back do, and that is just go to the park and just leave it there and see who finds it. Whoever gets there first is theirs. So that's gonna be freaking fun to do. Okay, you've come a long way in 6 months. Multiple binders, chase cards, bulk plans. What's next for you as a collector? Is this about building a dream binder, or are you thinking about dabbling in competitive play, tournaments, or keeping it a chill Zen hobby? I'm not doing competitive play. I tried that. I don't understand it. I'm not doing tournaments. Nope. I tried it. I don't understand it. I get lost in the sauce. Um, I do the TCG Pocket, the Pokemon Pocket. I've tried doing that. I've tried. Well, obviously you can do it on Pokemon Go. You like fight against each other, but doing it on like another thing where it's like um this one versus Barboak versus Colossal. It's like, what do I do with this? I don't know. And then have supporters, and then have stadiums, and then have uh, a bunch of these cards, the energy cards. Like that's a lot of stuff to do. That's a lot of stuff to remember. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So I'm keeping it as a chill zen hobby. It is. It is a chill zen hobby because it makes me happy. Whatever makes me happy, it's like I want to do this. I want to just like hang out with my friends and live stream and like tell you guys, hey, I got a Japanese card. Look at this. Look at this. Emolga. And knowing that, these cards, who they are, and in Japanese as well, like, hey, um, to me, it's just something I enjoyed watching, playing and reading about as a kid, and now I love the art, the number of Pokemon in the community. The community is freaking fun. I love the community. The Pokemon community is freaking amazing. Like, hey, which card do you have? I have this card. Like, which card do you have? I have this card. Awesome. Watching other people pull a Mewtwo. What? What? Oh my gosh. This watching other people's smiles go from like, blah 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 blah. Oh my god! I did that too when I got Mewtwo. I did that too when I got like a bunch of other ones. And like, you think it's fake? No, it's a genuine smile. This genuine freaking excitement because you go back